Apinya, in Buddhism, refers to a set of extraordinary or superhuman abilities that can be developed through advanced meditative practices. These abilities are considered supernormal because they transcend the ordinary capacities of human perception and cognition. There are typically 6 supernormal knowledges. 1. Psychic powers, Idti, refer to a range of extraordinary abilities achieved through advanced meditative practices and mastery over the mind. These powers are considered supernormal because they transcend ordinary human capabilities, levitation and telekinesis. Practitioners with heightened meditative abilities may demonstrate the power to levitate or move objects, using the mind's concentration, telekinesis. These abilities are rare and are not emphasized in mainstream Buddhist teachings. Invisibility and transformation. Some accounts suggest that practitioners with advanced meditative attainments might possess the ability to become invisible or change their appearance. Control over elements. Mastery over the natural elements, such as manipulating fire, water, earth, and wind, is mentioned in Buddhist texts as one of the possible outcomes of advanced meditative practices. However, these powers are considered distractions on the path to enlightenment and are not emphasized in Buddhist teachings. Powers of perception. Advanced meditators might develop heightened perceptual abilities, such as the ability to perceive distant events or beings, see through solid objects, or have a broader range of sensory perception beyond the ordinary human senses. Accomplishments through meditative concentration. These powers are said to rise as a result of deep concentration, samadhi, and mastery over mental faculties. They are considered secondary to the primary goal of spiritual development and enlightenment in Buddhism. It's important to note that, while these psychic powers are mentioned in traditional Buddhist texts and attributed to accomplished meditators, the emphasis in Buddhist practice is on ethical conduct, mental purification, wisdom development, and compassion, rather than acquiring these supernormal abilities. The Buddha encouraged his followers to focus on the Noble Eightfold Path as a means to attain liberation from suffering, with psychic powers considered distractions on the path to enlightenment. 2. Divine ear, Dibhasota, refers to an extraordinary ability attained through advanced meditative practices, allowing individuals to hear sounds and conversations from distant places or realms that are beyond the range of ordinary human hearing. Heightened auditory perception. Practitioners who have developed the divine ear possess an exceptional capacity to hear sounds and conversations, regardless of distance or physical barriers. They can perceive sounds from various realms or locations, beyond the normal range of human hearing. Perception of subtle sounds. This ability allows individuals to discern and interpret subtle sounds that may not be audible to ordinary human ears. They can listen to conversations or teachings, even from remote places or celestial realms. Role in spiritual development. The divine ear, along with other supernormal abilities, is considered a byproduct of advanced meditative attainments. However, in Buddhist teachings, the emphasis is not on developing these powers, but on using meditation for mental purification, insight, and spiritual liberation. Insight and guidance. Practitioners with this ability might use their heightened auditory perception to gain insights into the experiences of beings in different realms, or to offer guidance and teachings to others, utilizing their capacity to hear distant teachings or conversations. Spiritual discipline. The Buddha discouraged fixating on developing supernormal abilities, including the divine ear, as the primary goal of spiritual practice. Instead, he emphasized ethical living, mental cultivation, and the pursuit of enlightenment through the Noble Eightfold Path. The divine ear, among other supernormal abilities, is mentioned in traditional Buddhist texts as a result of deep meditative concentration and mastery over the mind. However, in the context of Buddhist practice, these abilities are considered secondary to the ultimate goal of spiritual awakening and liberation from suffering. 3. Divine Eye, Dibhachaku, refers to an extraordinary ability attained through advanced meditative practices, enabling individuals to perceive various realms and planes of existence, as well as observe beings passing away and being reborn according to their karma. Perception of various realms. Practitioners who have developed the divine eye possess the ability to see and perceive various planes of existence, including celestial realms, heavenly abodes, and other states of being, beyond the scope of ordinary human perception. Understanding the cycle of birth and death. Through the divine eye, individuals can witness the continuous process of beings being reborn according to their karma. They observe the passing away of beings from one existence and their subsequent rebirth into another realm or form. Based on their actions. Insight into karma. This ability provides direct insight into the workings of karma, the law of cause and effect, by observing how beings' actions influence their rebirth into different realms or forms of existence. Role in spiritual development. The divine eye is considered one of the supernormal abilities that arise from deep meditative concentration and mastery over mental faculties. However, in Buddhism, these abilities are not the primary focus of practice, but are considered as byproducts of spiritual development, guiding others. Practitioners with the divine eye might use their abilities to offer guidance and teachings to others, illustrating the consequences of actions and the cyclical nature of existence, emphasizing the importance of ethical conduct and spiritual development. Spiritual insight. The divine eye deepens practitioners' understanding of the nature of existence, impermanence, and the interconnectedness of all beings, reinforcing the teachings of the Four Noble Truths and the law of dependent origination. In the context of Buddhist practice, while the divine eye is mentioned as on advanced meditative attainment, the primary emphasis remains on ethical living, mental purification, and the pursuit of enlightenment. These abilities, including the divine eye, are considered secondary to the ultimate goal of liberation from suffering nirvana. 4. Remembrance of past lives, Pupinivasanusati, is an extraordinary faculty acquired through advanced meditative practices, enabling individuals to recollect their own past lives, and sometimes the lives of others. Recollection of personal past lives. Practitioners who have developed the ability of remembrance of past lives can recall their own series of past existences. They remember various details, events, places, and circumstances from previous lifetimes. Insight into karmic connections. Through this ability, individuals gain insights into the continuity of existence, recognizing how actions performed in previous lives influence their present circumstances, tendencies, and experiences. Understanding the law of karma. By recollecting past lives, practitioners directly perceive the workings of karma, the law of cause and effect, seeing how past actions lead to present conditions, and how present actions shape future existences. Compassion and wisdom. Remembrance of past lives deepens practitioners' understanding of the interconnectedness of beings, fostering compassion and empathy towards others, who are also subject to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Role in spiritual development. While this ability is considered a significant accomplishment in spiritual development, the Buddha emphasized that the primary focus of practice should be the eradication of ignorance, the cultivation of wisdom, ethical conduct, and the pursuit of enlightenment, teaching and guidance. Practitioners who possess this ability may use it to guide others on the path to liberation, offering teachings on the nature of impermanence, the law of karma, and the importance of ethical living. In the context of Buddhist practice, while the ability to recall past lives is mentioned as an advanced meditative attainment, its primary purpose is to deepen understanding of the nature of existence, impermanence, and the law of cause and effect. Ultimately, the goal remains the liberation from suffering nirvana, rather than fixation on past life experiences. 5. Knowledge of others' thoughts, Jhana, is an advanced mental faculty, attained through deep meditative practices in Buddhism, allowing individuals to understand the thoughts, mental states, and intentions of others. Understanding others' minds. Practitioners who have developed this knowledge gain the ability to perceive and understand the thoughts, emotions, and mental states of other beings. They can discern the intentions behind actions and the underlying mental states that influence behavior. Insight into mental processes. This ability provides direct insight into the workings of the mind, recognizing the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, desires, and intentions in oneself and others. Empathy and compassion. Understanding others' thoughts and emotions fosters empathy and compassion. Practitioners with this ability can better relate to and empathize with the suffering and struggles of others, aiming to alleviate their mental distress. Role in spiritual guidance. Individuals with the knowledge of others' thoughts might use their ability to guide and counsel others, offering insights into their mental states, encouraging positive mental qualities, and providing guidance on the path to mental well-being. Ethical considerations. In the context of Buddhist practice, while this knowledge is considered an advanced meditative attainment, ethical considerations are paramount. Practitioners are encouraged to use this ability with wisdom and compassion, respecting the privacy and autonomy of others' thoughts and emotions. Focus on liberation. The primary focus of Buddhist practice is liberation from suffering nirvana. The Buddha emphasized the cultivation of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental purification as the central elements of the path to enlightenment. The knowledge of others' thoughts is mentioned in Buddhist teachings as an advanced faculty attained through meditation. However, it's important to note that the ultimate goal of Buddhism is not the acquisition of supernormal powers, but the pursuit of spiritual development, wisdom, compassion, and liberation from suffering for oneself and others. 6. Extinction of mental defilements, Jhana, is one of the three types of knowledge, Te-vijja, attained by an enlightened being, particularly a Buddha. Upon enlightenment, it signifies the complete eradication or cessation of mental pollutants or defilements that bind individuals to the cycle of suffering samsara. Cessation of mental defilements. An enlightened being possessing this knowledge has completely eradicated all mental pollutants or defilements, such as greed, hatred, delusion, ignorance, and attachments, that obscure clear perception and perpetuate suffering. Attainment of nirvana. The extinction of mental defilements leads to the attainment of nirvana, a state of complete liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Nirvana is characterized by supreme peace, freedom, and the absence of suffering, freedom from mental taints. An enlightened being has reached a state beyond any form of mental affliction or disturbance, experiencing unshakable tranquility and equanimity. direct perception of reality. This knowledge signifies a direct and profound understanding of the true nature of reality, unobscured by defilements. The being sees things as they truly are, impermanent, unsatisfactory, and devoid of a permanent self. Role in guiding others. Possessing this knowledge allows an enlightened being to guide others towards the path of liberation by teaching the methods and practices that lead to the eradication of defilements. Compassion and wisdom. The extinction of mental defilements is accompanied by boundless compassion and wisdom. The liberated being embodies compassionate insight into the universal nature of suffering and the desire to alleviate it for all beings. In the context of Buddhist practice, the extinction of mental defilements represents the pinnacle of wisdom and liberation, attained by an enlightened being. It signifies the complete eradication of all mental pollutants and the attainment of nirvana, a state of ultimate peace and freedom from suffering. These supernormal knowledges, acquired through rigorous meditation, are not the primary goal of Buddhist practice. Instead, they are considered byproducts of advanced stages of meditative concentration and spiritual development. The Buddha encouraged his followers to focus on ethical living, developing wisdom, and cultivating compassion, rather than becoming fixated on acquiring these supernormal abilities. The ultimate aim of Buddhist practice is the attainment of enlightenment and liberation from suffering for oneself and others.